This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the president and CEO of Chakana Copper, Mr. David Kelley. Dave, how are you?
Hey, I'm great, Gerardo. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I was joking offline that despite the permit delays that I know everybody's excited to get through, it appears you've been busy. You've been out in the field. You just acquired the royalty on the Soledad project, a 1% NSR royalty at a pretty substantial discount to what the original deal was. And I thought it was important for you to come on and just explain to everybody what the thinking was and what this allows Chakana to do moving forward.
Yeah, thanks, Gerardo. It was an exciting development for us, and it was really driven by our confidence in the project. We've done a lot of work on the Soledad project, have a lot more to go, but based on what we've done to date in the 25,000 meters we've drilled so far, we're very, very optimistic that the project's going to continue to progress, and it was an opportune time to acquire a standalone NSR on the project at a very substantial discount. It's about a 70% discount to the right that we had if we went forward and exercised the option agreement. But the important aspects of the NSR, it's an NSR that we hold now. It gives us an actual standalone NSR, free and clear of the option agreement, which gives us a lot of flexibility. We could potentially use that down the road for financing support to advance the project. But even if we didn't do that, if we just exercise the option agreement, it brings down the underlying royalty on the project going forward by 1 percentage point, which can be huge in a producing situation.
I touched on the permitting. Copper is flirting with $3. Gold seems to have put in a pretty good bottom here. It's currently trading at the 1320 level, but has seen strong support above 1300 recently. Obviously, the macro situation in regards to commodities looks better than it has in quite some time. This despite the fact that the U.S. and China are still negotiating a trade deal, which of course, if agreed to, is supposed to be beneficial to the base metal prices. But where I was going is, can you provide an update on the permitting and how that's coming along?
Yeah, the permitting is moving along. We've seen a lot of good progress made recently. We're waiting on one final signature, one final document to be approved as part of the ITS package, and we meet with the ministry today, in fact, to get to get an update on where that is in that process. But things have been happening. We've seen other companies get permit approvals, and no doubt that after PDAC and the ministry being there in force and seeing the excitement about exploring in Peru, no doubt they're anxious to get these projects moving forward too. It's a significant investment in Peru, and so we expect that that's going to continue to move forward. We've said June, July, or May, June in that time frame, but we actually think we're going to be ahead of that. And but we're not going to keep off the pressure. We're going to keep our team focused on getting that last approval. The drill rigs are on the property. I saw them yesterday, ready to be fired up, and we've got plenty of targets, great targets to test once we start drilling.
In the meantime, I know you're doing some important field work. You've done some met work recently that I know you were expecting results from. How are those things coming along and moving forward?
Yeah, the surface exploration is going really well in spite of the fact that it's right in the middle of the rainy season. In fact, we're starting to come out of the rainy season now, but the team's been really active. We've taken several 1,000 additional soils to the north side of the property, the west, and importantly to the south side, and those results are starting to come in. We've also done extensive geophysical surveys, detailed time domain EM loops over all the known breccia occurrences and breccia pipes and targets, and that data is being used to set our priorities for the drilling. We've done a targeting workshop recently and confirmed over 60 targets on the project. So we're really well endowed, I guess, to say with respect to targets on the project, and it's a matter of prioritizing those targets and starting off, drilling the highest priority targets first when we get that permit approved and moving forward with that.
For people that may be new to the Chakana story that are really banking on that permit before they dip their toes in the water per se, can you provide a bit of context as to the community relations, which is, becoming more and more critical everywhere, but especially in Peru lately?
Yeah, it is a critical part of every project in exploration, obviously, and no more so than in Peru. You see a lot of projects that are held up by community relations in Peru. We're fortunate in that we're in a mining center of Peru. We're in the Ancash province where the Antamina mine is, and the PERU mine have operated for a long time. There's actually an operating mine immediately adjacent to our property to the east, and it's an indication that mining really is a part of the fabric and the culture. We have 3 communities that are close to our project. They're all part of our community social enrichment program that includes lots of different aspects, but most recently we were involved in bringing in dentists to serve the 2 closest communities, small communities with people that normally wouldn't be able to afford to get dental checkups and that type of thing. And that was very well received in the community. We've also done other programs to help, just improve the community, put a roof on the church, buy tables and chairs for one of the community meeting rooms, and those types of things. We're very engaged with these communities, and for good reason. There are partners next to the project, but also a lot of our employees come from these communities.
Fantastic. David, anything else that you'd like to add? I appreciate the thorough update.
Well, Gerardo, we always love to do these updates. We appreciate the support. Just keep watching us. We're working hard to make this the year that our shareholders are going to get rewarded on the exploration program at Soledad. It's a great project. We've had great success so far. But as I've told many of our shareholders, we're just scratching the surface. We've got over 20 confirmed breccia pipes to date, and we've only drilled 4 of those with some really excellent results, and we expect those results to continue.
Fantastic. Thanks again, Dave.
Thanks, Gerardo. Have a great day.